Welcome back to another episode, crew. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, keep up to date what I'm trying to share with you guys. So just want to recap on the CrossFit Games. They officially ended, not yesterday, the day before. Ricky Garard ended up coming third. Justin Medeiros, he actually ended up winning the CrossFit Games. And then Roman Krenikov, he came second as well. So it was actually pretty cool to see that Roman Krenikov, who has never been to the CrossFit Games, he has actually qualified for the CrossFit Games for like the last 5 years in a row. But this is his first in-person time that he's been allowed to attend the CrossFit Games due to his visa finally getting approved. So he actually came second. He was coming third pretty much the entire competition. And then Ricky was coming first, and then Justin Medeiros was coming second. Then they kind of shuffled around. Justin Medeiros got in the lead. He actually stayed in the lead once he got into the lead. And then Ricky dropped down into second place. Then on the last day, Ricky then dropped back down into third place. He's still podium, which is super awesome for him. And I am super stoked for him. So he's worked really, really hard, especially over the last couple of years, to come back from making a mistake by taking PEDs when he was younger, back in 2017, then being banned for 4 years, and then still, having this goal in mind that he wanted to make it back to the CrossFit Games. And then in his first year back, he podiums and obviously wears the leader jersey for majority of the competition in the end. So it was pretty cool to see that he did make that and he achieved such an amazing goal. But it was also awesome for Roman Krenikov. I'm so happy for him. He gave up the birth of his first child to make sure that he could attend the CrossFit Games. So that's super dedication, doing something like that. Missing the birth of your first child just so that you can attend something you've been, he's obviously been working for the CrossFit Games, and that's his full-time job pretty much, training for the CrossFit Games, and he's been doing this for several years, and not being able to attend would just be heartbreaking for him. So it was awesome that he got to also stand on the podium on the men's side. Now on the women's side, on day one, there was a little bit of a hiccup with Claire Toomey, and she wasn't in her usual spot, obviously with a leader jersey on. However, at the end of the competition, guess who stood up on top of that podium in first spot was none other than Claire Toomey. Now, she's won 6 individual titles, so she's 6-time fittest individual woman in CrossFit, so the fittest woman on earth for 6 consecutive years in a row. That is the most any individual athlete, as an individual, not on teams or anything, has stood in the first place spot consecutively, or out of any of them ever. So Matt Fraser, he obviously won it 5 times in a row. Then Rich Froning, he won it 4 times in a row. Now Tia's gone and upped them again and won it 6 times in a row. He wasn't sure at the end, wasn't clear when they asked her whether or not she was going to retire. She didn't actually give a definitive answer. I personally think that maybe she will after Rogue. I don't know if she'll retire, but maybe she'll retire from, dedicating her life and strictly just trying to be the best in the world. Maybe she'll take a bit of a backseat and be a little bit less dedicated to it. I think that a few things that show that maybe this was her last year was the fact that her entire family went to watch her, like everyone in her family. She also, when she was back here for Touring Pro, she set up a massive home gym up at her parents' place on the Sunshine Coast. So that was another flag that I thought. And also, she also hinted about moving back to Australia. So whether or not, that's going to show that she might not be, playing with the idea of going for another year. Maybe she just wanted to be, be the most consecutive winner of all time. Who knows? So I don't know if we'll ever actually see that again. I don't think any athlete is ever going to be as good as Claire Toomey, especially with the amount of good athletes that are coming out of CrossFit now. And on the women's side, so obviously, like I said, Claire Toomey won. In second place, we had Mallory O'Brien. Pretty cool for her. She's just, 18 or 19 years old. Super youngster. It's her second year at the Games as an individual, and to podium in your second year is really awesome, especially against someone like Claire Toomey. She was pushing Tia a fair bit on the weekend, and for her to stay right up the top is just incredible, and then to obviously podium. And then third place was Laura Horvath. Now, she was nowhere really near podium contention on the second last day. Then on the final day, she actually won 2 events. I think she came second or third in one of the other events. So then she got like top points, almost 300 points on that last day, which then moved her up above several other athletes and into third position. So that's her third year in third position, not consecutively. So last year she did come third or second. She came second, I'm pretty sure, and then Annie Thorisdottir came third. And then not the year before, the year before that, she actually came second as well to Toomey. So that was pretty cool for her to come back like in that last day. Like, not many athletes come back in that last day, and especially climb up the leaderboard to get onto the podium. I was a little bit disappointed for Danielle Brandon not making it onto the podium. I really like her. Her attitude is very different to normal CrossFit females that we see. It's, you know, very out there and in your face kind of thing, and sometimes I think that a sport needs someone like that. I was also super impressed with Cara Saunders. She juggles a lot of stuff. You know, she isn't just an athlete, she has a lot of other stuff, and kudos to her. She takes Scotty everywhere with her. So anyone who's got children knows how hard it is to do anything when you've got kids. Like, going to the grocery store is a workout. So for Cara to, you know, do as well as she does and have her child constantly around her is just incredible. Like, I don't know if I would be able to do that, but it seems to work for her. Scotty really mellows her out, and it makes her, I guess, happy and relaxed, and she needs to have that in her life as a competitor. And I think that Scotty's only made her a better athlete, to be honest, like with regards to managing her time and putting her effort in, because she now has, you know, she needs to get it all done and she needs to work as hard as she can, but she doesn't just focus her whole entire life on training. Her life actually has other stuff as well. Now, the only other thing I wanted to talk about was the strength event at the CrossFit Games. We're used to seeing like a 1 rep max clean and jerk or 1 rep max snatch or whatever. This year, it was something so different. And it was probably one of the best events that I've ever watched at the CrossFit Games. It was just different. It was awesome. It was fun. So it was actually a sandbag clean, a 1 rep max sandbag clean, and athletes took it in order, like turns, and they were all having a go at the sandbag and stuff. I've never actually seen the lengthways way of how they were lapping the sandbag. I've always only ever seen when they sit the sandbag on its long side to be able to get it into your lap. So that was really interesting to see, but oh my God, the fight from some of these athletes to try and get that sandbag up, like Ricky with the 320 bag, I'm pretty sure, or the 330 bag, I can't remember. I think he got 330 and then he missed 340. So with that bag, when he was trying to get it up, wow, like I was screaming at the TV, and I already knew the results, so I knew that he was going to get the lift, but it was just like, oh my God, keep going. So I think if you were in that moment and you're at the games and you witnessed that event, that would have just been one of the best. And especially with Jacqueline Dahlstrom and how she's a tiny little athlete and she managed to come second in that event. But her technique and the way she was just shuffling the bag up and stuff really actually worked. So I was a little bit disappointed for Fikowski. I think he definitely needed to shuffle that bag one more time before he brought his arm out to the side. And I think he probably would have actually won that event if he hadn't have made that little mistake. But that event was unreal to watch, like so fun and so cool and just so different for a change. It wasn't just, you know, let's lift heavy barbell people. It was actually something that was a skill-based and required a skill that some of them did not know how to do. So, and you could definitely tell with some of the athletes when they were doing that. But anyway, that's a wrap of the 2022 Noble CrossFit Games. If you have any feedback in regards to the games, or you might have been there and there was something cool you saw or something, just leave a comment below. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and keep up to date what I'm trying to share with you guys. Thanks, crew. See you in the next one. Bye.